Mike Chacho, King God, what it is.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Time for us to crank up, time to tune in. It's Mike Chacho.
Yo, what's good? Where you tuning into the I Don't Even Know Bro podcast with your host King Guy and your host Mike Chacho. What up, Mike Chacho?
What's good, bro? How you doing today?
Man, blessed like always, man. What you know, bro?
I don't even know, bro.
I don't even know. Exactly. We gotta figure that shit out though. But listen, man, hey, a few things, man, that been popping off since the new year, man. We 17 days in or whatever. Man, that's crazy, man. Even think about that, man. We already halfway through the first month of the year. That's insane, man. But a lot of shit been going on, man. Let's talk about Dana White. You know, he was caught on video slapping his wife. Well, his wife slapped him first, and then he just continued slapping her around in public in the nightclub. First of all, I want to say, man, we don't condone men beating on women or women beating on men. Just vice versa. You know, I feel like if you can do that in public like that, I don't know what y'all got going on behind closed doors, and that's y'all business. You know, y'all been together for so long, and I mean that's probably what y'all into. But I don't like that, man. But something bigger than that is that is no type of punishment. There's no type of punishment for him. I don't know because that he into the ownership position, and it's like, who you gonna punish, bro? You gonna punish the owner? You know. But I just think it's just big time white privilege. You know, bigger than anything. You know, because I feel like if it's a black man in that position, could have been crucified. I'm talking about for the smallest thump on her. It could have been crazy. You know how they did Ray Rice, Miles Bridges, and all that. You know, not saying they was right either, but at the same time, man, them guys ain't even in the lead no more. You know, everybody crucified them for what they did, man. I just feel like it's just white privilege, man. What's going on with Dana White? And like I said, the way that he crucified the fighters that's in the UFC, you know, like gave them suspensions for years and you know, and things like that, and gave them punishment, he should get the same. Like regardless, right. You can't just do that to your fighters, even though you in a higher position and don't do nothing for yourself, man. And that's crazy, bro. Then again, I think it's white privilege and it's wrong what he did, and I don't condone none of that, man. And everybody just kind of swept it under the rug too, man. So what you think about that, bro? About the whole situation with Dana White and the UFC?
I mean, first of all, me and you and everybody we associated with don't believe in no type of violence unless you really have to do some violence to somebody that's trying to kill you. That's first of all, and let alone to a woman. Second of all, we don't own anything to know if we gonna get the same kind of treatment that Dana White is, and I'm gonna assume that we won't get the same treatment because he is a white man in a violent sport at that. And you hit the nail on the head. He punishes the athletes that work for him for the same thing that he does, right? But it's no accountability, ain't no justification. And furthermore, he hit his wife on camera and she hit him on camera, which to me, both of their ass should have went to jail. I mean, because if you get a phone call at somebody's house, they gonna lock the woman up and the man up if both of them got scars on them or whatever the case may be. So that's number one. Number two is that we gotta understand that we're not privileged. We're not privileged to have those same type of rights, let alone being of the the black color, but not even this man is a billionaire, and if not a billionaire, he damn near a billionaire. You understand what I mean? So when you talking about ESPN, you talking about the Stephen A. Smiths and those kind of guys, that's how they eat. So they gonna kiss ass because that's how they eat. Now, do I believe that they believe that that guy was right or wrong? I don't know, because I don't seen him. To be honest, I don't seen him coon it out for less. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have a dog in that fight. I just feel that that man and that woman did that a little too comfortable in the public. So I feel like they do that behind closed doors. And I don't think that's, it's not a good thing, period. Especially when you have a business that is predicated around violence. So is it white privilege? I think it's 100% white privilege what he went through. There's no accountability, no punishment. He can't find himself because his money gonna go straight to him. What he gonna give it to a charity? That's a tax write-off. So he winning. His wife winning. But to me personally, if you're like up a brother and a sister, or even white people that have domestic issues for hitting each other, you should lock his ass up too, and his wife, and they should go through some kind of community service and some everything that they offer. And they might need to do like a charity PSA announcement about how it's not right to hit a woman, it's not right to hit a man, it's not right to do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they did T.I. when T.I. had all them guns, they made him do Crime Stoppers and everything else, community service. So,
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of women in battered shelters. It's a lot of men that dealing with women that done lied on them and beat them, and then they get in trouble. It's a lot behind that. And so when we see that on TV and they just kind of like brushing under the rug, normal people like us is like, damn, that's white privilege. And they can't say nothing about it. So I don't condone none of it. I think he should be punished, but who gonna punish him?
Right. But let's go back to because what made me even matter is that, like you said, ESPN, commentators like Stephen A. Smith, he went on there, man, and it was like, I love this boy. Like, I love this guy. Like, I love him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, with the softest tone. Now, you talk about somebody that just committed domestic violence on his wife, and you sit here talking about you love him. But you sat there and crucified somebody like Kyrie Irving that didn't do like nothing wrong. And it
didn't even say nothing.
Didn't even say nothing. You just posted something. And what gets me, bro, is that, again, like you just said, some people don't want to mess up their paychecks, and they got to do what they got to do to survive out here. And if that's just a little tap dancing here and there, I mean, that's what you do, man. But the stuff that kind of pissed me off is that we as Black people, or just our culture of people, just don't stick with each other as much. He had a super different tone when it came to this situation. Kyrie tone was like, oh, get him out of here. He shouldn't get no more deals with Nike. He shouldn't be in the league. He don't need to be with no more teams, and this and that and that and this. Then when it turned to Dana White, it was more like, man, you know what? I love this man. I love him. I don't know if they were just drinking, and I think, this and that, man. And it's weird to me that we do that, bro. And then again, is that man pockets, is his paycheck or whatever. But I feel like if you in a position like Stephen A. Smith, man, it's time to kind of, stick up for your people sometimes too, bro. And sometimes he do. Sometimes he do. I ain't gonna say all the time, but a lot of that stuff, man, I stopped watching it, bro. I stopped watching it. I stopped, I can't really get into some of these guys that's on these sports channel or just in media period, because the way they bash us, the people that look just like them, I think it's just a form of self-hate also. But you can't just go and bash our people, then turn around and say you love somebody that actually just did something on camera, like actually did it. It ain't just speculations that, this happened. No, this stuff was actually on camera. This is what really happened. And then you sitting here talking about you love this person. Y'all don't know what they're gonna do about it, and nothing has done. They didn't do nothing about it, bro. I don't know what's coming on down the line, man. But again, bro, it's just white privilege, man, and it's just our people. They using our people as puppets to just kind of just tear each other down versus like talking against what's right and what's wrong.
I
So,
mean,
but how do you feel in a position? See, I'm not in that position, so I couldn't say what is what, you know. So but I just know that I'm not gonna sit there and just bash my people or just anybody. I ain't even got to be black and white. It ain't got to be nothing about race. But I'm not gonna bash somebody that was doing good and trying to do good versus somebody that we just seen that did bad and we just praising them because they the president of the UFC.
I mean, I'm for whoever right and whoever wrong. You know what I'm saying? So he was wrong in what he did, and Stephen A was wrong for, you know, handling the situation with, you know, with soft ass gloves, because if it was anybody else, like when they did Ray Rice, I'll never forget that episode. They did Ray Rice, man. You might as well say Ray Rice had the electric chair, you know what I'm saying, in the media, period. And he was wrong. Ray Rice was wrong. So had that same energy for everybody. When Jimmy Jones or what the name, Jerry Jones, wouldn't even let them black folks in the school back in the day. I mean, whether it was 60 years ago or 6 days ago, it was still wrong. And I don't understand why you can't speak about it and be transparent about it. If they're really your friends, they'll be your friends regardless. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do understand I ain't paying Stephen A. Smith. You know, Disney paying Stephen A. Smith because Disney owns ESPN. But if they really want to push the issue, if the media really want to push the issue, Dana White will be held accountable. He will be crucified in public. He'll step down from his board because yes, he does own UFC, but guarantee he has shareholders. And shareholders can pull their stuff back too, or they can vote him out. It depends on the percentage, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a business too. But the thing about it is he kind of jumped ahead of it and he kind of took so-called a blame for it. But it's no accountability for the rich, and there's no accountability for the rich white man. You know what I'm saying? So let's put that out there too. But it ain't to me, I'm not harping on the race thing. I'm harping on the fact that this man got caught on camera hitting his wife, and his wife got on camera hitting him. In any other situation dealing with that, law enforcement will come to your house and lock both y'all ass up. And I don't understand how this can be on TMZ. They can interview him and everything. And the man was just like, hey, man, you know, sorry, me and my wife, I love her for 30 years. Right, that's cool. Right. That's understandable, but you still wrong. And regular people get in trouble for it, whether you white, black, Chinese, or whatever the case may be. If I hit my wife or my wife hit me and the police is called out here, both of us going to jail. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to have child services involved, because who's going to take care of the kids? It's a lot to go behind that, and he has the privilege not to even get questioned about it. So, I mean, it's wrong, but it's the world we live in. And if you don't own nothing, you don't have no rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's just that's what it is, man. And you're right. Everything you said was right, bro. And like you said, ownership is key, and white skin is key. So that being said, bro, what about the incident with the young brother that got tased to death in LA? I was just looking at that video, man. I don't know too much about that incident. What I seen about it was that I guess he got in a car accident or broke down or something, and I'm just going by the body cam of that one officer that was questioning him and just trying to get him to calm down, man, because he was kind of like just all over the place a little bit, man. But I've been reading comments and saying that he was maybe drunk, and he just got in an accident. But the video that I seen, man, because you will never get the full story. You know, right. You really just never get the full story unless you was really there. it looked like he was asking for help, but at the same time, he was kind of delusional of what was really going on, man. Because the officer was pretty calm, man. And I never, I'm gonna be honest with you, 90% of the time I never side with the police, man. But in this incident, in this little clip that I seen, was that he was trying to calm him down. He was trying to tell him, hey, just chill out, this and that, for the first few minutes or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of flipped. It just kind of flipped on him. The other officers came in, and it was a mixed race crew. You had the white and the black officers was there also. But I don't know if the man was just super afraid because he kept on saying they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me. And it's sad that we have to be like that as black people, anyways. When we see black police, it's like, damn, bro, I don't know if they're gonna kill me or they're gonna help me. The only thing I say, bro, they tased them a little bit too much, bro. I mean, they kept on tasing them. They kept on tasing them. I don't know how. Me personally, never been tased before, so I can't say. I don't know. I don't know if one hit is enough, or because I done seen incidents that somebody got tased and they still beating that thing. They just ripping it out and everything. So and how did he die? Was it like a heart attack?
I think like 3 or 4 hours later, they said he had cardiac arrest, heart attack. So
okay, so that's after the incident. So it wasn't on site.
No, it wasn't. From my understanding, it wasn't on site.
So what you think about an incident like that, man? Because I know you tell me all the time, like, hey, bro, just follow instructions so you can go home. You tell me that all the time because I'm the type to be like, man, help that, man. What you pulling me over for, bro? What you want, bro? Like, but you tell me all the time, bro, just kind of calm down and just go with it.
Well, I mean, my thing is, your ultimate goal is to get home, bro. You understand what I mean? You're not gonna have court with the officers at the scene. That's not their job. Their job is to observe and report and to detain. You don't even have to talk to the officer. You understand what I mean? All you got to do is comply. Whether they take you to jail or not, you fight it in court. Unless you feel like you being wronged and like your life is in danger, then by all means do what you got to do. But we got to also understand. See, I'm not 90% like I don't believe the police. I'm for the most part like 60-40, 50-50, because I understand the kind of job that they do have, and it's a lot, man. When you go up on a scene and you see this guy acting erratic and he's not listening to your verbal command, and you don't know what he's on. He might be on cocaine or PCP or whatever. They extra strong when they on that. You understand what I mean? You don't know what he have. If you let him go, then he might run off and go hurt somebody else, and then who fault it is? Now you sued and you don't have a job. So it's a lot that goes into it. So I never want to just be the guy that always knock on the police door and be like, y'all wrong for everything. Now, what I believe was wrong is tasing a man 4 times. That's 50,000 votes, if I'm not mistaken. And you don't understand the man's medical condition, especially because they said something about, if I read right, he had cocaine in his drugs, which it's gonna make your heart beat even more. Your blood pressure gonna be up and everything else.
So he had cocaine in his system?
Well, that's what I read on one thing. I don't know. All I know is 4 times is a lot, back to back to back, while people holding them down. But again, the minimal force needed to gain positive control. If that man ain't stopping and you tasing him and he ain't stopping, we don't know what he on. He might be the Incredible Hulk. You understand what I mean? So I don't disagree wholeheartedly how they handle it, but they got to find a better way of containing individuals, especially if they go up on a situation that they really don't know what's going on. They really don't. If that man got in a wreck and he was delirious or had a mental health moment, he should not be dead now. He should be going to a psych ward. He should be getting some medical treatment. But again, if he's moving and he's fighting back, and the police could have easily shot him. So now are we,
Yeah.
you know, saying, damn, you know what I'm saying? You should have just, you had a gun, you should have, you know, it ain't no right or wrong in it. It's just a circumstance that happened. So happened that the guy is cousins with from what I read with a BLM person. That's what made it more hype because at the end of the day, black people die every day, white people die every day, people die every day, and a lot of them die by police hands. You know what I'm saying? But they don't report it every day. Um, but with that being said, man, just comply if you can. If you can't, then it is what it is. But I tell brothers all the time. I tell everybody all the time, but I especially tell brothers, hey, listen, just do what them people tell you to do so you can go home, remember the badge number, remember the name, remember the situation, and go home and get you a lawyer if you can afford a lawyer. Fight it in court. Ain't no, you cannot win on the side of the road. You can't win when they pull up on you at the store. You cannot win at your own house unless, you know, you can get one or two of them. I guarantee they're going to bring that station, the county station, and the county next to it station to come get you. So it ain't no win. So unless you really got a death wish, try to comply. And I know a lot of people gonna be like, man, no, man, that's some old punk shit. I'm a punk when it comes to the police because guess what? I got kids. You know, I got a house, I got a wife, I got all kind of stuff that I want to get back home to, and I ain't no good to them dead. I ain't no good to nobody dead. So at the end of the day, all that fighting the police or trying to be disrespectful, yeah, you got a lot on that's stupid, and they wear that badge and they want to be all crunk up and try you. But at the end of the day, your main job is to get home. Get home to fight another day. And I learned that from my dad because I was a hothead too. But I know plenty of brothers that tried to fight it out in the street with them on the side of the road, and they doing assault on the officer years. You know what I'm saying? And maybe because they just snatched away one good time, now they got assault on the officer. That's 20 years. You understand what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, man. I don't know what happened to that brother, but you know, it's just another tough one. But again, one brother dead, right? It's plenty of brothers dead, but we killing ourselves too. I don't see nobody marching. I don't see
Yeah.
nobody fighting for that. I don't see nobody holding these guys accountable for killing their own people. You know, so it's hard for me to show love or show a lot of concern towards the police when we allow our kids to kill our kids. You know what I'm saying? And don't question it. We don't march about it. We don't fight about it. And it's like it's bitter. I'm bitter when it comes to that. It's like, damn, we so quick to go fight the police and burn down the city, but we won't go address the neighborhood while this side of the street and this side of the street can't walk down the street together without shooting each other. You know, and we supposed to be brothers and sisters. So I'm always gonna be funny about that. But yeah, RIP to him and his family, and hopefully some answers will come out of it.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man.
Yeah, hey man. Rest easy to that brother. I think his name was Keenan Anderson. So hey man, like Mike said, hey, kind of listen, man. Try to follow instructions as possible, as much as possible you can, man. But I know how it is when you're in the moment too. So but hey, listen, you want to try to get home, like Mike said, man. But let's go back to what you were just talking about. We don't ever march on the black crimes. We just kind of look at that as a ongoing thing, and it's like, okay, kind of just brush that under the rug also.
Right.
So another story just came out a day or two ago about the Alabama basketball player and the shooting, and him and the other guy actually.
Darius Miles.
Say that again.
Darius Miles, his name.
Okay. So they actually just got charged with capital murder. And I was, again, I'm not super into the story right now, but I did kind of read about it, and it's based on. So the basketball player, the Alabama basketball player, he actually didn't do the shooting. but he gave the gun up. You know, he provided the gun to the shooter, which the guy that was with him or whatever. And then the story is, and I think this is the stupidest shit ever, man. But the whole incident came about the guy getting dissed, or the girl declined him from, like, he was trying to holler at her, he was trying to talk to her, trying to get at her, but she was like, "Nah, bro, you know," just kind of refused it, and just like I just, the whole story just don't make any sense to me. It's like you just threw your life away, killed the female for no reason because she rejected you. Like, I never understood that, bro. I never understood how guys even get upset about that. I mean, me personally, I can't say because you know, we've been blessed with these looks for the longest in the game. But the guys, it's sad because again, it's black on black crime, and then is male another domestic violence incident. You know, one thing was Dana White whooping on his wife, and this one is a black man shooting at a female. And I don't know if he, well, I guess, yeah, I guess you can say he meant to kill her, because if you shooting at somebody, you trying to kill her regardless. I hate when people be like, I'm shooting at somebody or whatever. No, bro. If you pull a, I was always taught, if you pull your gun, you better be ready to pull the trigger. There's no reason to pull the gun, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's a sad case all the way around, man. I hope these guys get as much time as possible, because the whole incident didn't make no sense at all. Rest in peace to that young lady also, man. What you think about that incident though, Mike?
First of all, I want to talk to the man. I would like to talk to. I want to know. I don't want to talk to him, but I want to know who raised them young men. You know, to get upset at a no. You know, a lot of us don't like to hear the word no. A lot of us get shamed by the word no. That's a powerful word, but no is no. Second of all, that young man was hanging with somebody. I don't know if he had a future or not, but that I don't think he played ball. I don't think he was in school. Matter of fact, he's smiling on his mug picture. So you got one guy that with the potential to be a millionaire and set his family and probably that friend straight for the rest of their life in the next couple of years. And then you got one guy that's in the neighborhood that he went back and went to go keep it real with. And they got in a situation that they'll never come out of. They'll never come out of, you know. They said that he passed the gun to the friend, and the friend started shooting and hit the girl while they were riding in the car. And I think the girl was with a guy. I mean, what kind of sense does that make, man? What kind of sense does that make? You understand what I mean? It's a bit, man. I used to have a saying, and I love my wife, but I used to have a saying. It's 9 billion women and 7 billion men. So you got 2 billion women to talk to. You feel me? Why are you shooting at anybody, especially a woman? Like, men, like, he's not, I don't even consider him a man, because he 20 some years old. He's a boy. Mentally, he's a boy. And he probably done, you know, being Alabama, being a big time basketball player, because he was good. He probably always got his way some kind of way. So that probably played with his ego, and they killed that young lady, man. I think she was a mother too. And it ain't no cause for that, man. They need to make examples out of stupid people, period. If you do something stupid, you need to be made an example. See, this one thing, like, I believe, I kind of wish we was like in those other countries where when you steal something, they chop your hand off, because we don't learn from certain things. Everybody want to be real, and everybody want to be gang, and everybody got a gun and this and that. What is so hard about shooting at somebody that's going away from you? That's the weakest shit in the world, man. And for that friend that did that too, he probably ain't had no life anyway. So, like my daddy say, if they ain't got what you got, then they're gonna be smiling every time you get in trouble, because they ain't got nothing anyway. So they want somebody with them. So if they did do what the news said they did, I hope they get under the jail. And shout out to that young lady and her family. You know,
Sad.
you gotta be careful when you go out here, man, because there's some creeps out here. It's some real creeps out here. It's a lot of men with low self-esteem out here, a lot of women out here with low self-esteem. And also women, you got to understand the way you interact with young men, with certain men, you don't know what that man got going through his head either. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can cut somebody so deep that he ain't got no choice in his mind other than to make you look stupid too. You understand what I mean? So we gotta, the life is crazy, man. You just gotta be smart. Just gotta be smart. That's why I don't go nowhere now, man, because I don't never know what nobody got on their heart. And you know, somebody might wake up that morning and say, look, man, I want to kill a bald head dude. And I'll be the first one to come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I ain't did that to you.
That's real, bro.
But that's real. So you gotta be prepared, especially when you go in these situations. Like when we grew up, we was, you know, going to clubs and parties and everything. Back then it was all about, you know, hollering at girls and just having a good time. But now is but you always did have those elements that come there just to fight. I ain't never understand why you want to go somewhere with a room full of beautiful women and you want to fight. That's lame, man. That's lame. But you got cats that come and do that, and then you got cats that come in and they trigger happy because they never had a gun before. Or they had a gun, but they ain't never shot it before, and they want to make sure it worked because they want to be a real, you know, a real guy, a real nigga, whatever the word is, and it ain't nothing real about that. What's real is you gonna go to prison, they're gonna tell you when to use the bathroom, when to go to sleep, and you pray to God that they don't put you in there with a guy that gonna send you up through there. You know what I'm saying? Because that is reality. All that other stuff, man, y'all listen to too much rap. Too much rap, man. Too much bad influence out here, bro.
Yeah, that's that whole story, that whole situation is ridiculous. It was nonsense, and it shouldn't even never happen, man. Hey, listen, fellas, you ain't gonna get them all, bro. Remember that, right? You ain't gonna get them all, bro. Just move on to the next one, bro. And ladies, no, it's cool. You know, I know, just kind of just you can diss a guy, but sometimes y'all be aggressive too. You know, don't. You know, he probably felt kind of ashamed or something. You know, he probably embarrassed him or something. I don't know what it was, but it shouldn't cause that. Either way it goes, it shouldn't never went to a death. So rest in peace to that young lady, man, and you know, shout out to her family and everything, man, and I'll pray to y'all. But let's go back to, we need to be marching on stuff like this. We need to be bringing all this to the front and shining light to stuff like this also, because we never ever, I mean, as a whole, as a country anyways, I know some cities do march on things like, you know, black violence and everything, as we should, and just on any violence, man. But man, that's a sad case, man. I hope them guys get as much time as possible. And hey, it's a sad case, man. Especially sad. I seen a video of the Alabama player coming away when he was getting arrested, man, and just kind of crying, and I was like, man, just a quick second can just change your whole life, man. And young brothers, man, I'm telling y'all, that shit ain't worth it, bro. That shit is not worth it. I'm telling you, bro, because I'm telling you, bro, especially when when I be seeing stuff on the news in Atlanta, I be just seeing young brothers, man. I be like, bro, like, you just 17, 18, like, now you finna live the rest of your life in behind a wall, like other guys, like, stuff ain't worth it, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, whatever y'all want to call gangster or whatever, or just being a square, hey, pick that side over pick that side versus being gangster, bro, because that shit is not worth it, man. Because I know that young brother was probably going to get an education, trying to get to the next level, and go to the lead, man. But hey, 1 second can change his life, man. Any last remarks, my brother? Remarks?
Yeah, man. I just want to say too to these young brothers, man, stop letting people trick you out your square, man. It's okay to be a square. It's okay not to play, you know what I'm saying, not to be all in the street. It's okay. Be cool, be yourself. Just holler at the girls if you want to holler at the girls, get your lesson. But stop trying to impress deadbeat dudes, man. Cause a lot of these cats ain't going nowhere because they don't want to go nowhere. They lazy or they just don't have no hope. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to be like them. And if they're really your homies, your friends, then they'll accept that and they'll understand that you're trying to do something to get your lesson. And if they doing something wrong, they won't even want you a part of that. But you gotta be smart too. Ain't no such thing as keeping it real. Keeping it real is keeping it alive and having something in life and teaching and building. But you can't build behind those bars. I mean, you can, but who's gonna benefit from it is guys that's getting out from them bars. So, you know, it's just a bad situation, man. And we have to stop running with the crowds that ain't about nothing. And that's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, man. That's great words, my brother. Great words, man. So, hey, once again, man, hey, thank y'all for tuning in to the I Don't Even Know Bro podcast with your host, King Guy, and your host, Mike Chacho. What up, Mike Chacho? Hey,
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, bro.
I don't even know, bro, man. Hey, love and peace, y'all. Bless.
Mike Chacho, King God, what it is.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Time for us to crank up, time to tune in. It's Mike Chacho with King God, bitch. This I don't even know, bruh. Chime in.
I don't even know, I don't even know, I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, I don't even know, I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh.
Yeah, this I don't even know, bruh. A dope podcast promoting all black business. Shed light on real topics, gotta get these millions. Give back to the culture doing something